Let's go Broncos! There's something different in the air this year, something we haven't felt in a very long time. It's not just preseason hype, it's deeper. It's something brewing behind closed doors at Dove Valley. A shift in tone, a new energy, and what I've just uncovered might be the clearest sign yet that the Denver Broncos are finally ready to flip the script and make a real run. The team is sharper, the leadership is bolder, and yes, some bold claims are being made, comparisons to NFL legends, shocking draft decisions that actually make sense, and a quarterback who's quietly winning over the locker room and the coaching staff. I've got the inside scoop on all of it, but before I break it down for you, make sure you hit that like button, only if you're a true Broncos fan. And if you've been riding with this team through the tough years, drop a comment saying, "Go Broncos!" My heart bleeds orange and blue, because what I'm about to tell you might just change how you see this team, and this season, entirely. Alright, straight to the point, what we're seeing right now at training camp isn't just another preseason. It feels like the beginning of something real, something big. There's a sharpness in the air, a level of preparation and energy that's been missing for far too long. And this time, it's not just about hope, it's about belief. This marks the first time in a decade that the Denver Broncos have consistency at the two most crucial positions, head coach and quarterback. Sean Payton, one of the most respected and confident minds in the game, has returned with the quarterback he chose. It's not a recycled veteran, not a last-minute trade. It's Bo Nix, the guy who's turning heads and looking sharp. Payton and Nix are bringing structure, accountability, and clarity to a team that's been starving for exactly that. DMAC, a veteran of 31 NFL training camps and a fixture in Broncos coverage since 2000, said the vibes this year are extremely positive and unlike anything we've seen since the glory days. There's talent across the board, with solid depth that hasn't been there in a long time. And while the team will miss Drew Sanders for the foreseeable future, his absence doesn't derail the plan. That's how deep this roster is starting to look. Even the national media is starting to take notice, and it's not a coincidence. Payton has powerful allies and connections across the league, and the positive headlines are starting to pour in. The message is clear. The Broncos are no longer a joke. They're becoming contenders. And let's talk about Bo Nix. No, he's not just some wide-eyed rookie hoping to survive. He's poised, professional, and according to DMAC, a football robot in the best way possible. When asked about rookie mistakes, Nix was self-aware, saying, "You can't help but look like an idiot as a rookie." But it's his willingness to admit mistakes and learn from them that sets him apart. He's not here to survive, he's here to lead. Contrast that with the past, especially the Russell Wilson era, where answers were polished but lacked real insight. DMAC pointed out that Wilson's responses were often vague, over-rehearsed, and not particularly enlightening. In Nix, the Broncos have someone who owns his mistakes and keeps moving forward. And let's not forget Payton's confidence. This man is not shy. He's openly compared Pat Bryant to Michael Thomas and Caleb Lohner to Jimmy Graham. Some may see it as hype, but DMAC sees it differently. It's the kind of conviction that only elite coaches have. Payton has a plan, he knows what he's building, and he believes in his roster. Now, about the ownership, there's no question anymore that the Broncos are in good hands. The Walton Penner Group has invested heavily into the facilities and infrastructure. DMAC couldn't stop praising the upgrades happening at Dove Valley, calling them awesome and a huge morale booster for the players. There's no more uncertainty. Players know they're supported. That matters, especially in the grind of the NFL season. And yes, there are still storylines worth monitoring. Courtland Sutton wasn't participating in full drills during the latest sessions. It's not a holdout, and there's no real drama, but it's something to keep an eye on as contract negotiations linger. Sutton playing it safe is understandable. He's protecting his future, and if talks are happening behind the scenes, who can blame him? So what does this all mean for the season ahead? According to DMAC, the ceiling is high, like 13 wins and an AFC West title high. The floor? A respectable 10-win season and a playoff berth. He's betting on 11 wins, which would likely land the Broncos in a very favorable wildcard matchup, possibly against a team like the Texans. That's a matchup Denver fans would love. With the team's vibe, Sean Payton's direction, Bo Nix's development, and the renewed commitment from ownership, this season feels like it could be the one that changes everything. But of course, this is just the beginning. We've got more to unpack, more to dive into. The optimism is real, the roster is loaded with potential, and the leadership at every level is finally aligned. Let's pick up right where we left off, because this isn't just about a team looking better on paper. This is about a cultural shift happening inside Dove Valley. And if you've been a fan long enough to remember the Super Bowl runs or even the post-Manning drought, you know just how significant this moment feels. Sean Payton isn't just running practice. He's rebuilding the identity of the Denver Broncos. DMAC, who's watched every iteration of this team since the late 90s, called Payton absolutely the real deal. And it's not just about the bravado or the snarky comebacks to the media. It's the philosophical clarity. Payton knows exactly what he wants this team to be. He's not guessing. He's not copying someone else's playbook. This is his blueprint, and every move, every player, every draft pick is built with that in mind. Take the wide receiver group. When Payton passed on adding a receiver in the draft to take Jaquan McMillian, people questioned it. But it made sense to him because he already knew what he had in Pat Bryant and R.J. Harvey. That level of confidence in a young unit, that's not something we've seen in Denver for a while. And that's not to say this team is perfect. There are still battles to be won and roles to be earned. But the foundation is strong. The direction is clear. And it's not just Payton. The players are buying in. The culture in the locker room has shifted. There's belief again, not just in the fans, but in the team itself. Guys like Bo Nix are stepping into leadership roles early. He's showing maturity, handling media pressure, processing coverage, and delivering. This isn't just about talent. It's about readiness. And Nix looks ready. We also have to talk about ownership, because this part is massive. The Walton Penner Group isn't just rich. They're committed. DMAC made it clear. The facility upgrades, the infrastructure investment, the top-down support, this is the kind of backing that sets teams up for sustained success. The Broncos no longer have to cut corners or make do. They're operating like a top-tier NFL franchise again. That matters to free agents, to current players, and especially to guys trying to decide if Denver is a place they want to commit their careers to. There's also something quietly brewing around the team's contract situations. While there's no outward tension, Courtland Sutton's limited activity at practice has raised a few eyebrows. According to DMAC, it's not a protest. There's no bitterness. But if Sutton's camp is in discussions with the front office, you can't blame him for being cautious. He's a key veteran on this team, and the last thing he or the Broncos need is an injury during negotiations. Keep a close eye on that. Another layer to this resurgence is the media perception. For years, national analysts dismissed the Broncos, rightfully so. It's been a carousel of coaches, failed quarterbacks, and underwhelming seasons. But now, the tide is turning. Payton's relationships across the NFL media world are helping change the narrative. The Broncos are getting buzz again, not hype, but respect. They're being talked about as a serious team, and that as a way of feeding the locker room, of raising the standard. And for those of you wondering whether Payton's confidence is justified, look at the track record. He's already developing another elite rookie QB. He's been here before. He knows what it takes. His system works when the players buy in, and from everything we're hearing and seeing at camp, they are all in. That belief, that unity, and that direction, that's what separates teams that compete from teams that collapse. The Broncos have been stuck in the latter category for too long. Now, they're building something real. This season won't come down to a miracle. It's going to come down to execution, depth, and whether this coaching staff can finally bring out the best in a roster that, frankly, has been underutilized for years. And if DMAC's projections hold true, 11 wins, maybe 13, it means a wild card game, maybe even a division title, and a legitimate shot to make noise in January. This team has the pieces, the leadership, the direction, the belief. But the road ahead is brutal. The AFC is loaded, and the margin for error is slim. Bo Nix will have to continue developing. The offensive line must hold. The defense needs to stay healthy and aggressive. But this time, finally, it feels like the Broncos have more answers than questions. So now it's your turn. Broncos country. Are you buying the hype? Do you believe in Sean Payton's plan? Can Bo Nix lead this team into a new era of dominance? Drop a comment and let me know. And if you're loving the deep dives and exclusive takes like this, hit that subscribe button and throw a like on the video. More Broncos breakdowns are coming your way. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's next. Go Broncos! We've got a shot at the Super Bowl, and I want to know, do you believe?